सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं मां ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओमिति एतद् अक्षरम् उद्गीतमुपासीत ओम इति य उद्गायति युद्गायति तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् ओमिति एतद् अक्षरम् उद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति युद्गायति तस्य उपव्याख्यानम्। Again we have to, before we go to Bhashya, again Bhashya only, first let us understand many more things. Now, we saw yesterday, to recapitulate, in Chandogya Upanishad, there are many upasanas are given. Okay. Now, we also saw upasana serves twofold purposes. That is, if you do upasana with a desire, sakama bhava, then you can do upasana for wealth, cattle, name, fame, prosperity, abhyudaya. You get abhyudaya, upasana, in this world. It is called sakama upasana. But same upasana can be practiced without worldly desires. Then this is called nishkama upasanam. And nishkama upasana purpose is only purification of mind. Okay. Now, through this, what we attain, upasana, chitta aikagryam, concentration of mind is achieved through upasana. In Taittiriya Upanishad also, lot of upasanas come. In Shikshavalli, Bhruguvalli, there are so many upasanas which we have studied. Now, all these upasanas, they prepare us for Brahma Vidya. They qualify us for Brahma Vidya. Right? It's like a sharpening stone to sharpen our mind. We also saw yesterday, these upasanas are classified into two types. One type is Karmanga Upasana. Other type is Swatantra Upasana. In Karmanga Upasana, what is Mukhyam? Karma is Mukhyam. Upasana is Gaunam. So the meditation, that is Upasana, practiced as a part of ritual. It is called Karmanga Upasana. This says Karmana Angam Karmangam. Karmana Angam Karmangam. Now, here in Karmanga Upasana, Upasana has its own value. Its own independent value Upasana doesn't have. But Upasana is connected, linked to main ritual. So ritual becomes angi, karma becomes angi, upasana becomes anga, a part of it. Okay. So what is the benefit of karmanga upasanam? Visa, upasana is a part of ritual in karmanga upasana. Therefore, upasana doesn't give any direct result there. Because upasana is not mukhyam, upasana will not give you any direct result. Then what does it do? It only enhances the effects of karma. It enhances the results of karma. So it makes karma more potent, more vibrant, more efficacious, leading to higher results, more results. That's the only purpose. So Bhagavan Acharya, karma samruddhim karoti, samruddhi palani. Meaning karma samruddhi takes place in karmanga upasana. Upasana only enhances the results of karma, but it does not direct any important value directly. Example also Visa, how dhyana slokas help us in any chanting. Now, other one is swatantra upasana, where swatantra upasana is practiced by a sannyasi. In the sense, who has no other encumbrances, he can practice only meditation. But grahastha, more karma, very little upasana. Vanaprastha, slowly upasana should increase and karma is reduced. And sannyasi, only upasana, he becomes detached from all types of karma sadhana. Now, in swatantra upasana is important here. It becomes angi, mukhya upasana. Okay, so Acharya Shankara says, we saw yesterday, that since directly, in the beginning itself to give up karma, it becomes difficult. Therefore, slowly a person is trained to come out of the karma format of constantly working by introducing upasana. Because mind is extroverted in nature, it is difficult to make it introvert immediately. So upasanas are added to karma, and slowly upasana portion, the part of upasana is increased, karma is reduced. And though we saw how is grahastha, vanaprastha and sannyasi, how they work. Now, in this Chandogya Upanishad, again, we are getting karmanga upasanas are plenty. Mukhya upasanas also are given. Only upasanas also are given. But majority is preparation for karmanga upasana. More karmanga upasanas are given. That is, upasana is a part of ritual, karma. याद रखना, बार मैं नहीं कह सकता. Okay, so we also saw upasana involves three things: upasaka, upasya, devata, and alambanam, support. Now, the support here, support is what? Alambanam. Now, the symbol, that is support is alambanam, is symbol here. Om is a symbol, or any other symbol you take. So many symbols will come. One of the symbol is Omkara. Now, the symbol is also used in two different ways. This symbol, Alambanam, is also used in two different ways. This symbol is used. How? Now, based on how the symbol is used, based on how that symbol, pratika, that is the symbol, is used, upasana is divided into two parts. How you use the symbol, depending on that, upasana is again further divided into two parts. Achha. Now this is called, technical terms, one is called sampad upasana, other is called pratika upasana. Sampad upasana, second one is called pratika upasana. Now what is sampad upasana, pratika upasana now? You should know difference, because Om is a pratika upasana. Lot of pratika upasanas are given in Chandogya Upanishad. So what is sampad upasana and what is the pratika upasana? This difference we have to understand. Now, by keeping a simple symbol, very, very ordinary symbol you keep, one symbol you would keep, any symbol you keep, and in that symbol, you imagine higher tattvam, higher principle. Nikrushta vastuni utkushta bhavaha or buddhi. A small symbol you take and imagine something higher in it, and you imagine that in the buddhi. So, you imagine something higher in that symbol. So, importance is given to what? Imagination here. Importance is given to the imagination. So, when importance is given to imagination, that is Sampad Upasana. Sampad Upasana. Now, second part is called Pratika Upasana. In Pratika Upasana, the imagination, in which imagination is superimposed on the symbol. In the first case, the symbol is assumed to be of some higher principle. In second case, higher symbol is superimposed on this. Higher tattva is superimposed on the symbol. After that, symbol itself is given importance. Importance is given to symbol itself. In the first case, importance is given to imagination, not to the symbol. In second case, importance is given to symbol itself. That is called Pratikopasana. Therefore means what? Here Adhishtana Pradhana. Adhishtana Pradhana, on which the symbol is superimposed, on which that tattva, on which symbol the tattva is superimposed, that Adhishtana, on which it is superimposed, Adhishtana, no. That Adhishtana becomes important. That is called Pratika Upasana. Okay? You have to contemplate on it. Otherwise, you feel that both are same. No. Example is given. Now, there is an idol in the temple. An idol in the temple. So, what do? We invoke the Lord in the idol. Is it not? The deity is invoked in the idol, in a temple. So once you invoked him, the deity in the idol, thereafterwards, the stone itself is treated as a Lord. Think. So there is no more a stone there. It is the Lord only. What you imagine some deity on the stone. Thereafter it becomes Lord. So you treat him as Bhagavan. We give Shodashopachara Puja, we give Naivedyam, we wake up the God with Prabhat Seva, we make him sleep, we give him food, we give him breakfast, we give him rest, we perform his marriage also. Everything is done to the Lord. When we see, we don't see it as a stone. It is Lord only. So you have made adhyasa, superimposition, of the deity on the Lord, on the stone, sorry. And thereafter there is no more stone. You will talk to the Lord, deity, you challenge him sometimes, you scold him sometimes, you take him with the love you love. Bhaktas do it. You insist upon him. Think. We dress him. Thereafterwards, there is no stone there. Only Lord. Think. Otherwise, nobody will say, I am going to see a stone in Vrindavan. Baki Vihari. No? Baki Vihari or Laddu Gopal, jo bhi ho. So it's a lot for us. This is called Adhyasa Upasana or Pratika Upasana. See? This is an example for Pratika Upasana. So in all our temples, rituals, Asunite Punarasmasu Chakshapana Pranamhido, like that we chant mantras, we invoke the Prana Shakti in the Lord, we superimpose Lord in that stone, Saligram, Shivalinga. There afterwards it is Shiva only. There is no more stone. It is called Pratika Upasana. So symbol is given importance. Think. In second, the first one, Sampad Upasana, imagination is given importance, not to the symbol. Example, during the puja, with a handful of akshata we take and we complete entire puja. Akshata only. What is that? See, avaranardham akshatan samarpayami, upavitartham akshatan samarpayami. See, everything is akshatam. Ordinary akshata is seen as something big one. Actually, it is not. If you say avarana, you don't put akshata on your neck, no, as wearing avarana. But you imagined avarana and offered. So at that time, akshata is not looked at as rice, but it is something imagined as a whatever it is, a necklace or yajñopavit, whatever it is. So in the first case, that is the second case that is in the Pratika Upasana, symbol itself becomes the Lord. And in Sampad Upasana, what is that? Imagination is important. Nothing is becoming akshata, doesn't become ornament, but it is imagined. Imagination. Like for example, when you perform some puja or shraddha, we say Gaya Shraddham, the Sankalpa it comes. Actually, it is not Gaya Shraddham. Gaya Shraddham you should put in Gaya only. But you say Gaya only it is. I am putting it in Gaya. You feel that it is done. Imagined as though you are performing it is in Gaya. It is called Sampad Upasana. You are not transforming that into anything. Sampad Upasana. Like you take bucket of water and you say Gange Yamune Cheva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. All Sapta Nadis, may it happen, may come in my bucket or Asmin Jale. So you imagine in the ordinary water of your house all the 7 rivers and take bath. It is Sampad Upasana. Think. So now Pratika Upasana, so when imagination is important and the symbol is only treated as a symbol, it is called Sampad Upasana. And when symbol is important and is treated as imagined deity itself or anything whatever you imagine, it is called Pratika Upasana. So temple pujas, our puja, everything is, most of the things are Pratika Puja only. Pratika Puja only. See, when you are doing alankar, Suppose something your nail pierces the Lord's hand or into eye, you say sorry. Why? No, by mistake. It touched me, your eye. Maybe you are watering. Very sorry. Think. Because he is no more a stone. It is only a Lord to me. Adhisthana pradhan. Adhisthana is, so that becomes. So, symbol is important and symbol is treated as imagined deity. That becomes important for me. Symbol is converted into something deity. It is called pratika upasana. Clear? Now see, I always say one thing. Before we study any new book, we feel Mahajnanis. Everything we learned now, everything I understood. When you read new book, then you will understand how ignorant we are. So before Chandogya, we thought, Upasana we know. You know everything about Upasana. After reading Chandogya, we know nothing about it. आदमी के अंदर जो घमंड होता है ना, घमंड, ज्ञान का घमंड, वो बहुत भयंकर है. So never have this kind of pride that I know everything. अनंत सागर है. कब पीना है, कब जाना है, जानना है, ये आसान नहीं है. Okay? Now, in Chandogya Upanishad, we come across lot of adhyas upasana, that is pratik upasana we come across. Pratik upasana. Later on we'll see aham graha upasana also will come. The deity is me only. So for all these pratik upasanas, what is important is pratikam. So without pratikam or a symbol, we can't do any upasana. So what is important in pratik upasana? Pratikam is required. Clear? Okay. Now, next one. A symbol, when we take for upasana, right? It is always better. Lot of reasons are there. I am not going into those subtle reasons. It's always better if we take something very popular symbol. Popular symbol, something shreshth, something very well known. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it, everybody is praised. Many people have done on it, upasana. It has its own importance, powers, purity, well-known symbol. Something very popular, very powerful, very well-known, time-tested in your language. The symbol on which many people are doing upasana. So something popular symbol we should take. Okay. So in Vedic times, why this Upanishads and all very wonderful in this Chandogya? What is the popular during Vedic time? Vedic time, Veda mantras were very popular. Everybody used to chant Vedic mantras. Veda Ghosha used to, so much of Ghosha means together, not Veda Pathanam. Veda Ghosha takes place, Veda Ghosha. Ghosha means so many people come together, and Veda is always so beautiful only when we chant together, Vedic chanting. That becomes Ghosha. That is more powerful. When our pujaris and all that pandits come here sometimes, when they chant together the Vedic chanting, it looks so beautiful. Veda Ghosha is powerful. So Veda mantras were very popular. And most of them, because there was no lipi, textbook and all, so most of them used to by heart the Vedas, Veda Dhyayanam, Veda mantras. So Veda was very important, popular, very, very beautiful. So, because of that, next. So therefore, something popular we should take. So Veda mantras only are taken in this for Upasana. Which Veda mantra? Sama Veda mantras. Because the Chandogya Upanishad comes under Sama Veda. So this Sama Veda mantras are taken and Upasana was done on this. I told example, but similarly you will see so many things, Vedic mantras and all. As I gave an example of music. On the music, you can contemplate on Upasana on what are the music divide? Raga, Tala, Bhava, then meaning, Artha, then Tattva, Pallavi. Pallavi you know, no? Don't have to worry. So all those things, Ragam, Talam, Pallavi, Carnatic music. So like that, Raga, Tala, Bhava, Artha, think. Then iske Tattva. And moreover, there are, for each Raga, there is a Devata. Perhaps you don't know. They are called Raga Ragini Devatas. They dance, come and dance actually. When you sing that Raga, those Devatas come and dance. There are people who watch them dancing. There are hosts of Devatas for each Raga. When you play that Raga with the Bhava, right, with the Tala, what is Sama? Yatra Samatvam Vartate. Rhythm is there. When you chant that, these Raga Ragini Devatas come and dance. They feel so happy. So you can contemplate on Raga, Tala, Bhav, Artha, meaning, or Tattva, what is pointed out. On different Ragas, you contemplate on each Raga, Upasana you can do. Invoking each particular Devata. See how music is further divided. It's so simple music, Gana, song. You are singing. But within the singing, there are so many things are there, you have further classified it. Similarly, Veda mantras. On each aspect of Veda mantra, Upasana was done. Because Veda mantras were very popular. So they used to think, contemplate. Now in this Upanishad, Samaveda mantras are taken for Upasana, right? Now, just as when I said, example ke liye when I said, music is divided into Raga, Tala, Bhava, Artha, Tattva, etc., etc., etc. Right? Similarly, Samaveda mantras, it will come later on. What are though details I will give you later on when it comes to the portion. Samaveda mantras are divided into, some mantras are divided into 5 aspects, some mantras are divided into 7 parts. 5 parts, 7 parts. What are 5 parts? What are 7 parts? When we come that portion, we will see. It is called Panchabhaktika. Each part is called as Bhakti. Bhakti. Bhakti only. Bhakti. Each part is called as Bhakti. आप सुनना चाहते हैं चांद दो कि मैं इधर ही खत्म कर लूँ? सुनना चाहते हैं कि नहीं डिटेल्स पूरा? मतलब ये क्या है, हमारे अद्वैत वेदांत है, ये चांदों के उपनिषद भगवान शंकराचार्य जी लिखा है, वेद व्यास जी हमको दिया है। मैं और आप वेद व्यास जी शंकराचार्य से परे तो बिल्कुल नहीं है, कहीं पता नहीं कहाँ पे रहा। तो यू डोंट गो बियॉन्ड देम थिंकिंग दैट इट इज ऑल नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। Each part of Sama mantra, each mantra is some divided into 5 parts, some are divided into 7 parts. On each part of Sama mantra, upasana is done. So, each part is called as Bhakti, and there are, we say, those mantras which are divided into 5 parts, Sama mantras, it is called Panchabhaktika Sama. And those Sama mantras divided into 7, they are called Saptabhaktika Sama. Saptabhaktika Sama. On this, the meditation is done. On these mantras, because they knew mantras, they by hearted. So, these are called Bhaktikas, Panchabhaktika and Saptabhaktika. So each part of Sama mantra is called Avayavam, part. Avayavam or a part is taken as Alambanam, and on each part of Sama mantra, meditation is done. And what are those bhaktis and all we see in second chapter, that we will see now, not later on, not in this chapter. So in the first chapter, important, we will take only one particular bhakti. Bhakti means what? Part of Sama mantra. Is it not? Each part is called bhakti. There are, what are the 5 bhakti? Udgita, so many names are there. I don't want to add anything now to you. But in this chapter, first chapter, importance is given only to one particular bhakti. Bhakti means part of Sama, and that bhakti is called Udgita Bhakti. Udgita Upasita. So what is Udgita? Part of Sama. One part. On that part only in this chapter, importance is given to Udgitam. Acha. What is Udgita? Udgita Bhakti. That is part of Sama mantra. One part of Sama mantra is called as Udgitam. Avayava of Sama mantra is called Udgitam. Clear? Now, in this Udgita, the most important word in the Udgita, most important word is Omkara. So therefore, Omkara, what is the mantra? You see, it is said very clearly that Udgita Upasita, but Omkara is important. Om iti etadaksharam Udgita Upasita. Om iti yud gayati tasya upavyakyanam. First, Udgita means what? Now, to understand Udgita, this much has to be told. What is Upasana, Sampadupasana, Pratik Upasana? What is the difference between Sampadupasana and Pratik Upasana? And then we'll come to Omkara is Pratik Upasana. Later on we'll come. Omkara comes under. So, then what is the symbol, most popular symbol to be taken? What is the most popular symbol? Veda mantras in those times. Which Veda mantras we are contemplating in this Upanishad? Sama Veda mantras. Each Sama Veda mantra is divided into Panchabhaktika Sama, Saptabhaktika Sama. And Panchabhaktika Sama is, that is, each part is called Bhakti. And in the first chapter, only we will contemplate on, importance is given to one part of Sama mantra called Udgita. Udgita is none other than Omkara. But which Omkara, that we have to see now properly. ठीक है? So we'll take only first. In this Udgita Bhakti means Udgita Bhakti, not devotion here. Udgita part, Udgita Avayavam. The most important word is what? Om, Omkara. Okay. Therefore, this word Omkara itself is called as Udgitam. Omkara itself is called as. Now, very important again. So, Omkara itself is called as Udgita, and that is Udgita is equal to Omkara, where that Omkara occurring in Samaveda is called as Udgita. Again, further analysis. Omkara in Samaveda is called as Udgita. Omkara in Rigveda, Yajurveda is not called as Udgita. Then what is Udgitam? Udgita means Omkara in Samaveda. But all are Omkaras only, no? Yes. But it is not Udgitam in Rigveda, it is not Udgitam in Yajurveda, other Vedas, but it is only Udgitam only in Samaveda. Why it is called Udgayati? That we will see later on. Because it is chanted aloud. Samaganam is chanted aloud, beautifully, Uchchaswarena. Gayati. Therefore it is Udgitam. So Omkara occurring in Samaveda alone is called as Udgitam. Therefore Udgita Upasana means what? Omkara Upasana of Samaveda, mentioned in Samaveda. Okay. So the word Udgita is replaced by what? Omkara. Udgita means Omkara only. Omkara of what? Only in Samaveda, not in other Vedas. Clear now? Right. In other places, what do we call? We call Omkara Upasana, Pranava Upasana, not Udgita Upasana. Okay? So the first chapters, in the first chapter, 13 sections are all dedicated. 19 sections are there, I think, in the first chapter, but they are all dedicated to, 13 sections are dedicated to Udgita Upasana. So one should meditate on Udgitam. That is the importance. Udgita means Omkara now. I will not chant again Omkara and all. I simply say Udgitam. Okay? Clear so far? Now let us go to Bhashya. Here, Omiti etad aksharam udgitam upasita. So what is Omkara? Udgitam. What is Udgitam? Omkara in Samaveda is called as Udgitam. So Omkara of Samaveda, Upasita, first mantra of Chandogya Upanishad. So one should meditate on Omkara. What is Omkara Upasana? Pratika Upasana. It is Pratik Upasana only. Why Omkara is symbol. So we are meditating on Om. Thereafter symbol becomes important. Is it not? So on the symbol Omkara, you superimpose a deity, some Devata. Thereafterwards, the symbol becomes important. On the stone, we superimposed a deity. Thereafterwards, the stone becomes, that is idol, becomes important. Idol is treated as symbol only, I mean that deity only. Similarly, on Omkara, we superimpose and then Devatas, etc., etc. Whatever you superimpose, but after superimposing, we do Upasana of Omkaram. Because Omkaram eva, that on deity, we superimpose the Lord on stone, then we worship that stone only, that idol only. It is not an idol actually. Think. Similarly, on Omkara, Udgita Omkara, at Udgitam, that is Samaveda Omkaram, I superimpose many things and I do Omkar Upasana. So Omkaram is Pradhanam. Omkara becomes important here. Just as the Mandir mein Murti becomes important, Shivalinga becomes important. So such Omkar Upasana should be done. So Om iti etad aksharam Paramatmanaha abhidanam nedishtam. Wonderful. Om iti. This aksharam, this letter called Om is what? Paramatmanaha abhidanam. It is a name of the Lord. Name of the Lord, nedishtam. It's a very, very dear name of the Lord. See, you may have 2-3 names, but some name will be which is dear. In some names in Andhra you go, they will have half a dozen names for each person. Beginning here and ending there. They will add. In that names, ultimately, so many names they will have. Same person will have so many names. Verse in line. But now, so many names are there, but in that, one name is particularly favorite for him. He feels happy if you call him by that name. Is it not? Think. Some names people kill, they twist. But some people don't like it. No, please don't call me like that. Call me like this one. I'll be very clear. So this Paramatma name Omkara, it is very dear to Lord. Very, very close. Nerishtam. Tasminhi prayujyamane sa prasidati. In that name, if you call, he becomes gracious. It's a pleasure for him to listen. Us calling him in that name. Om. He feels so happy. Not any other name. So many names are there, but dearest name is Om for him. You don't have to doubt, because it is written by Shankaracharya. Om. Tasminhi prayujyamane. If you use that name, sa prasidati. Priyanama grahana eva lokaha. Just as in the loka also, if you call somebody by his favorite name, he feels happy. Similarly, Om is the name of Paramatma. That's okay? Om is what? Abhidanam. Paramatmanaha Abhidanam. Name of the Paramatma. Now, next one. Priyamana grahana eva lokaha. Tad iha iti param prayuktam abhidayakatvat vyavartitam shabdaswarupamatram pratiyate. Now, another important thing is that tad iha iti param. Now, Omkara, Om is mentioned in the mantra. Iti Shabda is used after Om. Iti is used, no? Since Iti is used after Om, tad iha, yahan pe Iti param prayuktam avidayakatvat vyavartitam shabda swarupa matram. Since the letter Om is followed by what? Iti Shabda. Thereby, what is the meaning? It's a name of the Lord is ruled out. Om ke baad Iti lagaya. So it is an expressive of Brahman becomes ruled out. Because Iti उसको बेवकूफ करके ऐसा पुकारते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल. मगर उसका नाम बेवकूफ नहीं हो सकता ना. नहीं. He is called as intelligent. He is called as intelligent, माने intelligent is not his name. ऐसा करके बोलते हैं, मैंने सुना। Therefore, then intention becomes what? It is not exactly name of the person. It becomes a symbol of the person. Are you getting or confused? Becomes symbol of person with which is identified. What is symbol? That with which you identify something. So, iti shabdena, om iti shabdena. What is that again? It becomes not a ruled out. It's ruled out being a name. So, therefore, it is nothing but understood. It is understood only in its verbal form. Om. It's a sound symbol. See? Prayuktam abhidayakatvat vyavartitam shabda swarupa matram pratiyate. It is a shabda swarupa matram pratiyate. It becomes like only it is understood only in its verbal form. It is a sound symbol. Gurudev used to say, Om is a sound symbol. Clear? Because iti is used. Tatha cha archadivat parasya atmanah pratikam sampadyate. Evam namatvena pratikattvena cha paramatma upasana paramatmopasana sadhanam sreshtam iti sarva vedanteshu avagatam. Therefore, Omkara upasana, like a archi, what do you call? It's an image. Like an importance is given to image, image is given importance. Similarly, Om is a sound symbol, because the symbol means we always associate with pictures, is it not? Is it not? But it is a sound symbol. Can a sound become a symbol? Yes. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Tatha cha archadivat, like image, parasya atmanaha pratikam sampadyate. Like an image of a deity or something, Om becomes a symbol, sound symbol of the supreme deity. Sound symbol. No, but Acharya Shankara, in the beginning you said it is a name, then you say it is ruled out. First you say it is a very dear name to Paramatma. Then you said it is ruled out being a name. It is only verbal form, sound symbol. What are you talking? Therefore, Acharya says, Evam namatvena pratikattvena cha. Both are correct. So, Paramatma's name also is Om and Paramatma's symbol also is Om. Namatvena by name and pratikattvena cha. Also by pratika, symbol, Paramatma upasana sadhanam sreshtham. So, Omkara sadhana is sreshtham. It is most efficacious. Omkara you do as calling the name of the Lord, it is the name of the Lord, calling Bhagavan, or you do meditation upon Om as a symbol indicating Paramatma. Both are sreshtham, because Om is both the name of the Lord and also symbol of the Lord. And this is Sarva Vedanteshu Avagatam. In all Vedanta Shastras, the Om is indicated as both the name of the Brahman and also sound symbol of Paramatma. Japa, karma, swadhyayadi anteshu cha bahushaha prayogat prasiddham asya sreshtyam. And it is not only sreshta, best, it is also prasiddham, most popular also. Why? Because japa, karma, swadhyayadi anteshu. Adi ante, swadhyaya, adi anteshu. In japa karma, you do japa, you do karma, any swadhyaya you do, you start with Om, end with Om. Bahushaha prayogat. So it is widely used Omkara. beginning and ending also Om. Therefore, prasiddham asya sreshtyam, and its sreshtata is very popular because that which is sreshta need not be prasiddha. Understood? And that which is prasiddha need not be sreshta. That which is best need not become popular, and that which is most popular need not be the best. But here Omkara is most popular because widely used, and the best because it is both name of the Brahman and also symbol of the Brahman. So that Omkara, Udgita Upasana. Udgita means Omkara of Samaveda. It is called Pratikopasana. So Om, the Dhyanam, the concentration is only on Om chanting. Once you invoke some deity in the Omkara, thereafterwards Omkara chanting becomes important. That's meaning. We should remember this. Ataha tad etadaksharam varnatmakam udgitam udgita bhakti avayavatvat udgita shabdavacyam upasita karmanga avayavabhuta omkare paramatma pratike drudam ekagra lakshanam matim santamayat swayameva srutihi ओंकारस्य उद्गीत शब्दवाच्यत्वे हेतुमाह ओमिति हि उद्गायति ओमिति आरभ्यः हि यस्मात् उद्गायति अतः उद्गीत ओंकारः इत्यर्थः तस्य उपव्याख्यानं तस्य अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानम् एवं उपासनम् एवं विभूति एवं फलम् इत्यादि कथनम् उपव्याख्यानं प्रवर्तत इति वाक्यशेषः. Take tomorrow. So, ataha etadaksharam varnatmakam. Therefore, this Omkara Upasana, which is varnatmakam. What are the varna of Omkara? A, U, Ma. A, U, Ma, Omkara, varnatmakam Omkaram Upasi. Should meditate on that Omkara. Okay? More about it tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.